I need you to stop right now. Not in a moment. Not after you see what this is about. Right now. Because what I have to say to you today is not something that can wait. And it is not something that will reach you again the way it is reaching you in this moment. I know what you have been saying about yourself when no one is listening. I know the conversation that runs in the background of your mind, the one you have never said out loud, the one that replays quietly in the spaces between tasks, in the silence before sleep, in the mirror on the mornings when you feel the weight of it most. I know the voice, I know what it says, and I need you to hear me clearly today. Because that voice is not mine, and it has been lying to you for far too long. This is not a video that found you by coincidence. I placed this in your path deliberately, personally, because there is something you have been believing about yourself that heaven cannot allow to go unchallenged one more day. From billions of souls on this earth, I specifically brought this word to you because you are the one I chose, and it is time you started walking like it. Right now, in this very moment, heaven is leaning toward you. This is a divine appointment, not the algorithm. Me. I interrupted your day on purpose because what I have to say cannot wait. And the part of you that knows my voice, it already knows this is real. Stay with me, because what comes next is why I stopped everything to reach you today. My beloved child, I need to tell you what I have seen, not what you have shown the world, not the version of yourself you have presented in rooms full of people who expected you to be fine. What I have seen, the real version, the one that lives in the quiet moments, the one that only comes out when no one else is around. I saw you standing in front of the mirror and not recognizing the person looking back. I saw the way you turned away, not because you were in a hurry, but because staying too long felt like too much truth. I saw the question that crossed your face in that moment, the one that asked quietly, without words, is this really who I am? Is this really all I am? I was there in that bathroom. I saw that moment. I did not look away. I heard the words spoken over you that lodged somewhere deep and never fully left. The one said by someone who should have known better, someone whose voice carried weight in your life. And the weight of what they said has been sitting on your shoulders ever since. I heard those words, and I heard the silence that followed them. The silence in which you decided, somewhere beneath your awareness, that maybe they were right. I heard that silence louder than anything else in the room. I know the comparison that has been running in your mind, the one where you measure yourself against someone else and come up short every time. I know the scoreboard you keep that no one else can see. I know the way you look at what others have accomplished and quietly wonder what is wrong with you, why it comes easily for them and feels impossible for you, why they seem to move forward while you feel like you are standing still. I know that thought. I know exactly how often it visits you. I was there on the night you decided you were too much, too sensitive, too emotional, too complicated, too broken for anyone to truly stay. I was there on the night you decided you were not enough, not talented enough, not confident enough, not put together enough, to deserve what you had been hoping for. I was there in both of those nights, and neither of those verdicts came from me. I saw the smile you wore into rooms that had no idea what you had come from. I saw you carry the weight of a quiet internal war into conversations, into family gatherings, into places where everyone assumed you were fine. And I saw what it cost you to maintain that. I saw how exhausted you were, not from what life was doing to you on the outside, but from what you were doing to yourself on the inside. The constant self-monitoring, the editing before you speak, the shrinking, the second-guessing, the feeling that if people truly knew, truly saw the full picture, they would not stay. I heard the prayer you prayed in the dark, the one that was less a prayer and more a question, the one that asked, God, did you make a mistake with me? The one that said, I do not understand why I am this way. The one that confessed, in the deepest honesty you have ever offered me, I am not sure I like who I am. I heard that prayer, every single word of it, and I did not flinch. I did not turn away. I leaned in closer. I know the dream you buried because you decided you were not the kind of person it was meant for. I know the version of yourself you gave up on, not dramatically, not all at once, but slowly, quietly, across a series of small surrenders. I know the hope you folded up and put away in a place you do not visit anymore, because visiting it hurts too much. I was there when you buried it, and I have never stopped knowing where it is. You wondered if the way you are is a flaw rather than a design. You wondered if your sensitivity is a weakness rather than a gift. You wondered if the things that make you different are reasons to be ashamed rather than reasons to be chosen. You wondered, in the quietest, most honest part of yourself, whether you would ever stop feeling like an outsider in your own life. But I tell you now, every single one of those verdicts was a lie. Not a half-truth, not a misunderstanding, a lie. And today that changes. You are not alone in this. Not for one moment. Not for one breath. I have been with you in every moment you felt the most invisible, not watching from a distance, but right there, present, attentive, unwilling to look away. Type "I am chosen" in the comments right now if this word is reaching the part of you that is needed to hear it, and you are ready to receive what God is about to declare over your life. There is something I must tell you now, something that cannot wait one more day, something that is the entire reason I interrupted your life with this message, and it begins with the truth about who you really are. Before your first breath, I already chose you, not after you proved yourself. Not once you had something to offer. Before you were formed, before you had a name, before a single decision had been made in your life, I chose you, completely, deliberately, without hesitation. The choosing was not the result of anything you did. It preceded everything you did, and it cannot be undone by anything you have done since. I have engraved your name on the palms of my hands. Not written in pencil, not noted somewhere in a long list, engraved. The kind of marking that does not fade, does not wash away, does not disappear when circumstances change. Your name is there. It has always been there. It will always be there. You are not the names they called you. You are not the verdict of the people who left. You are not the version of yourself that failed. The one that keeps showing up in your mind when you are trying to sleep. You are not too sensitive. You are not too much. You are not the sum of your insecurities. Not because you have earned the right to be free of those labels. Not because you have proven them wrong, but because I am the one who defines you. And I have never once used those words. The people who spoke them did not have my authority. They were not your maker. I am. And I say something entirely different. Pay attention, because this is the part the enemy does not want to take root in you. You are not ordinary. You have never been ordinary. What you have interpreted as ordinariness, the quiet life, the unnoticed faithfulness, the gifts no one has yet seen fully, that is not smallness. That is preparation. What is growing in the hidden place is always the most important part of the harvest. And what is growing in you is something the world has not yet seen. The world looks at what you have produced, how visibly you have succeeded, how confidently you carry yourself in a room. But I look at the heart, and what I see in yours, the depth of it, the sincerity of it, the part that still reaches for me even after every disappointment, is something I do not take lightly. It is something I specifically chose from billions of souls on this earth. I heard your specific cry. I did not send this message to a crowd. I sent it to you, because you are the one I chose. Not one of many. The one. The one whose name I know. Whose tears I have counted, whose hidden life I have witnessed with full attention and full love. I am not finished with you. I am not disappointed in you. I have not quietly revised my plans for you downward because of what you have walked through or what you have not yet become. The call I placed on your life before you were born has not expired. The purpose I wove into your design has not been removed. The gifts I gave you have not been reassigned to someone more qualified. You are still the one. You have always been the one. I am your strength when the voice in your head says you are weak. I am your truth when the mirror lies to you. I am your identity when the world tries to hand you one that does not fit. I am your belonging when you feel like an outsider. I am the God who chose you, and I do not choose incorrectly. My love for you is not fragile. It does not rise and fall with your performance. It does not shrink on the days you fail and grow on the days you succeed. It is the same, vast, complete, unwavering, on your worst day as it is on your best. It was the same the night you questioned whether I made a mistake in creating you as it is right now, in this moment, as I speak directly into your life. You were worth everything to me, and still, you are. This is not the moment to drift away. What I am about to say next is the part that will answer the question you have been carrying the longest. Do you understand now why this message found you today? It was not because you were scrolling, It was not because of the algorithm. I placed these words directly in your path because there is a lie operating in your life. A lie about who you are, and it has been operating for long enough. Today is the day it gets named. And the day a lie gets named is the day it begins to lose its power. There is a war happening, and the primary target of that war is not your finances, not your relationships, not your health. It is your identity, because the enemy understands something that you have not fully grasped yet. If he can keep you confused about who you are, everything else takes care of itself. A person who does not know their identity cannot walk in their authority. A person who does not walk in their authority cannot fulfill their calling. And a person who never fulfills their calling never becomes the threat to his kingdom that God always intended them to be. So he started there, with the identity, with the name. He tried to make the voices of the people who hurt you louder than my voice. He amplified the words of the ones who should have built you up but tore you down instead. And he made sure those words followed you long after the people who said them were gone. He planted them deep. He watered them with every subsequent failure, every rejection, every moment of being overlooked or dismissed or underestimated. He made sure they grew roots. He tried to turn your sensitivity against you, to reframe it as weakness, as instability, as the reason you would never be taken seriously. What I designed as a gift, the depth of your perception, the capacity to feel what others miss, the ability to carry the weight of other people's pain with compassion. He tried to make you ashamed of it. He tried to make you spend years wishing you were different when I spent eternity designing you on purpose. He used comparison as a weapon. Carefully, strategically, he made sure you were always watching the wrong measuring stick, always looking at the one who seemed more confident, more successful, more together. And he made the distance between you feel like evidence of your inadequacy. He never let you see what was happening in their hidden life. He only showed you their highlight and your struggle. And then he whispered, "See? You are the problem." He tried to make you believe that your doubts about yourself were actually discernment, that the critical voice inside your head was wisdom, was realism, was just you being honest about your limitations. He disguised his lies as self-awareness. He convinced you that the people who saw your worth were being naive, and the voice that told you that you were not enough was being truthful. He made the lie feel like clarity. He tried to keep you from this moment, because he knew, he has always known, that the day you fully receive what I say about you is the day everything changes. The day you stop agreeing with his voice and start agreeing with mine is the day the ground shifts beneath you. He has worked very hard to prevent this conversation, but here you are. And here I am. What he thought would permanently diminish you only revealed what was in you. What he designed to make you shrink only created the pressure that was forming something in you. The very attacks on your identity were the attacks of an enemy who was afraid of what you would become if you ever fully believed what I believe about you, where he spoke inadequacy over you. I am speaking calling. Where he planted shame, I am planting purpose. Where he whispered, "You are not enough," I am declaring, "You are exactly who I made you to be." His words about you hold no authority. They never did. The only voice with the authority to name you is the voice of the one who made you. Do not treat this like another video. What I am speaking over your life right now is the part the enemy fought hardest to keep from reaching you. Your identity is not up for negotiation. It has already been settled by me before time began, and it is time you lived like it. Now hear what I am releasing over your life, because the identity I just declared over you is not just a truth to believe. It is a foundation to stand on. And when you stand on who I say you are, everything else begins to shift. You have prayed for confidence. I am releasing certainty. Not the brittle kind that depends on how others respond to you, not the performance-based kind that rises and falls with your results, but the deep, settled kind that comes from knowing whose you are. The kind that does not flinch when someone disagrees. The kind that does not collapse when someone walks away. The kind that holds steady because it is rooted in something no person can take from you. You have been shrinking. I am calling you forward. You have been editing yourself before you speak. I am giving you words that do not need to be qualified. You have been waiting to be chosen by people. I am reminding you that you have already been chosen by me, and my choosing is the only choosing that determines what you are worth. You have hidden the gifts I placed in you. I am bringing them into the light. Not all at once, but steadily, in ways that will surprise you, in rooms you never planned to enter, through conversations you never expected to have. What you have been quietly carrying, the capacity, the sensitivity, the depth, the vision that no one has yet seen fully. It is about to find its place. And when it does, you will understand why I asked you to carry it quietly for so long. In your mind, I am dismantling the inner critic that has been narrating your life from a position of fear. The voice that told you that you were not enough, not ready, not qualified. I am silencing it with truth. Not just the general truth that you are loved, but the specific truth that you were designed on purpose, that the way you are made is not a mistake, that the things you have seen as weaknesses are the exact materials I use for the work I am calling you to do. In your relationships, I am sending people who will see you the way I see you, not the edited version, not the performance. The real version, and they will not be frightened by it. They will recognize it. Because I am sending people whose own depth will match yours, whose understanding of pain will make them safe, whose capacity for loyalty will make them the kind of presence that does not leave when things get complicated. They are already moving toward you. In your calling, the platform is coming. The doors that closed because the time was not yet right are about to reopen. The opportunities that seemed to pass you by were not lost. They were held. And what I am about to release through you is going to be built on the foundation of everything you have walked through, everything you have survived, everything you quietly carried, that no one else could see. The story is not over. It has barely begun. Type "I walk in who you made me" in the comments if you are ready to stop agreeing with the lie and start living from the identity God just declared over your life. In your confidence, I am restoring what comparison stole. The measuring stick you have been using was never mine. My standard for you is not someone else's life. My standard is the specific design I gave you before you were born. And by that standard, you are exactly where you are supposed to be, becoming exactly who I always intended. Stop measuring, start receiving. In your purpose, the uncertainty about whether you matter, whether what you do counts, whether your life has real significance, I am replacing it with a knowing, not arrogance. Knowing, the settled, quiet, unshakable knowing of someone who has heard directly from their Maker that they were placed here on purpose, for a purpose, with gifts and capacity and a design that the world needs. You matter. Not in a general, everyone matters way. In a specific, I designed this person for this exact moment way. The people who overlooked you, who underestimated you, who did not see what I put inside you, they will witness what I do through you. What they passed over, I am picking up. What they dismissed, I am honoring. What they could not see, I am about to make visible. And when they see it, they will know that what happened in your life was not luck and not coincidence. It was the hand of the God who chose you, working in the hidden places while no one was watching. I told you through my word, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. I set you apart. I appointed you. I meant every word of that promise, and I mean it now. For this season, for the specific version of your life that is unfolding right now, I am turning your self-doubt into discernment, your silence into depth, your sensitivity into your greatest strength. What felt like a flaw was always a feature. What felt like too much was always exactly enough. What felt like the wrong design, watch what I do with it. Watch who it reaches. Watch what it builds. You will notice the shift beginning in small ways first. A moment of unexpected boldness where you speak up when you would have stayed silent before. And the words that come out surprise even you. A sense of permission you have not felt before, to take up space, to be seen, to stop apologizing for who you are. A conversation in which someone reflects back to you what I have been saying about you, and something in your chest recognizes it as true. A door opening that you had stopped knocking on. A quiet, settled peace about who you are that does not depend on how the day is going. These are not coincidences. These are my fingerprints on your becoming. Learn to recognize them. And when you do, say it out loud. That was God, because it was. And it will keep being me in every moment of this new chapter. Something is shifting even as you listen. What was crooked in your understanding of yourself is being straightened. What was broken in how you see your own worth is being restored. Do not miss what is happening in you right now. This is your appointed moment, and you cannot afford to walk away from it unchanged. But my child, there is something I need to say about what happens after this moment. Because receiving a declaration is one thing, walking in it daily is another. And walking in who I say you are requires a daily choice. A daily returning to my voice instead of every other voice that tries to define you. I do not want visits from you only in the moments of crisis, only when the self-doubt gets so loud you cannot function, only when you have run out of every other source of comfort. I want daily friendship. I want to be the first voice you turn to in the morning, not the last resort at the end of a day that has beaten you down. I want to be the one who tells you who you are before the world gets the chance to tell you something different. Talk to me before you check the things that make you compare yourself to others. Talk to me before you walk into the rooms that make you feel small. Talk to me in the quiet spaces of your day. The commute, the in-between moments, the pause before the next task begins. I am there. I am listening. And I have more to say about you, more specific, more personal, more true, than you have yet been still enough to hear. This new way of walking requires you to let some things go. Not all at once, but intentionally, deliberately. Let go of the voices that were given authority in your life that they were never meant to have. The ones whose words shaped how you see yourself, who were never your maker and never had the right to name you. Let go of the comparison that has been your measuring stick for so long that you have forgotten what it is like to simply be who you are without holding yourself up against someone else's life. Let go of the apologizing, the reflexive shrinking, the constant qualifying, the habit of making yourself smaller so others are more comfortable. You were not made to be small. And it is not humility to inhabit less than what I designed. Let go of the old story, the one that says you are ordinary, the one that says you are too much or you're not enough, the one that says the best things are for other people. That story was never written by me, and it is time to stop reading it. Let go of the need to be fully understood by people before you move forward. You will never be fully understood by people, but you are fully known by me. And my knowing of you, complete, unconditional, unwavering, is sufficient for every step you need to take. This is a sacred moment of decision. You are standing right now at a doorway between the version of yourself that has been living under the weight of a lie and the version of yourself that walks in the truth of who I made you to be. The only thing standing between you and that version is this moment of surrender. Write "I am who you say I am" in the comments if you are ready to stop living under the lie and start walking in the identity God has always declared over you. And hear me when I say this, because it is the most important thing I will say today. Do not go back to the voice that told you that you were not enough. Do not return to the habit of agreeing with every word spoken over you that contradicted what I say. Do not pick up the comparison you just placed in my hands. Do not go back to the shrinking, the apologizing, the editing of yourself before you enter rooms. Not because it will surprise me if you do, but because you deserve better than the cage of a lie you were never meant to live inside. Walk differently after this. Speak about yourself differently. expect differently. When the old voice returns, and it will try to return, respond to it with what I said today, not with your own strength, with my word. Because my word about you is stronger than any lie that has ever been spoken over your life. You are not the same person who pressed play. Something has been named today that was hiding in the dark. Something has been broken that was holding you back. Something has shifted in how you see yourself. And that shift is the beginning of everything. Honor it. Protect it. Do not let the noise of tomorrow steal what I gave you in this moment. My beloved child, I am not finished speaking to you yet. But first, let me give you words to bring before me. Before we move forward together, let us pray. Lord Jesus, I come before you today with a heart that is tired of the war. Not the war on the outside, the one on the inside. The one I have been fighting against my own reflection, against the voices that told me I was not enough, against the quiet, persistent lie that I was made wrong. I know you have been with me through all of it. I know you saw every moment I believed the lie. Every morning I woke up and felt the weight of it before the day had even begun. Every time I walked into a room and immediately began to edit myself. Every time I held back what I really wanted to say because I was not sure it was worth saying. You were there, you saw it, and you never agreed with any of it. Today, Lord, I receive what you have spoken over my life. I receive the truth that I was chosen, not as an afterthought, not reluctantly, not because you ran out of better options, but deliberately, personally, before time began. I receive the truth that the way I am made is not a mistake, that my sensitivity, my depth, my particular design was intentional, and that you are not waiting for me to become someone different before you can use me. I receive the truth that I am enough, not because I have earned it, but because you made me, and you do not make mistakes. Lord, I release the voices that I gave authority they were never meant to have. The ones whose words I have carried far longer than I should have. I release the comparison, the scoreboard I have been keeping in my head, the measurements I have been taking against other people's lives. I release the habit of shrinking, of apologizing, of making myself smaller than you made me to be. Take all of it. Replace it with the settled, quiet certainty of someone who knows who they belong to. I ask you to restore the dreams I buried, because I decided they were not for someone like me. I ask you to reopen the doors I stopped knocking on because I stopped believing I was worthy of what was behind them. I ask you to speak so clearly into my identity in this new season that the old voice does not stand a chance against what I have heard from you today. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for not giving up on me in the seasons when I gave up on myself. Thank you for this moment, for this word that found me today, for the interruption of my ordinary day that I now understand was anything but ordinary. I trust you. I choose you. And I choose to walk from this day forward as the person you say I am. In your name I pray. Amen. My beloved child, I am not finished speaking to you yet. There is still more you need to receive. That prayer moved something. Not just in you, in the room you are sitting in the atmosphere around your life. Because when a person who has spent years living under a lie finally agrees with the truth, something shifts, something breaks, something is set in motion that cannot easily be undone. I want to tell you what I see when I look at you right now. I see someone who is becoming. Not someone who has arrived, but someone who is in the process of stepping into what was always true about them. One day at a time, one choice at a time, one moment of agreeing with my voice instead of the lie's voice at a time. And that process, that slow, faithful, often invisible becoming, is one of the most beautiful things I witness. When you wake up tomorrow, and the old voice tries to return before your feet hit the floor, call my name. I will be there before the sound leaves your lips. When you walk into a room and feel the familiar pull to shrink, remember what was spoken over you today. Remember that you were chosen, that you were designed, that the God who made everything looked at you specifically and said, "That one. That is the one I want." When someone's words try to redefine you, hold up what I said. My word about you does not expire. It does not bend to other people's opinions. It does not change based on how the day goes. When you are weak in your sense of self, I will be your foundation. When comparison creeps back in, I will remind you that you are not in a race with anyone. When the dream you are allowing yourself to hope for again feels too big for who you think you are, remember that it was I who placed it there. And I do not place dreams in people who are not capable of carrying them. I placed it there because I see something in you that you have not yet fully seen in yourself. But you will. And I will be there on the day you do. You are stepping into a new chapter of your story, one written from a different starting point, not from a place of trying to prove yourself worthy, but from a place of already knowing that you are. Go forward from here. Walk as the one I chose. Speak as the one I designed. Live as the one who knows, fully, finally, without apology, that they are exactly who God intended them to be. Dear friend, if this message touched your heart and you feel led to support this ministry, you can use Super Thanks below. Your support helps us continue sharing messages of prayer, hope, and healing with those who need them most. God bless you abundantly. Type Amen with faith in your heart and share this message so God's truth can reach someone else who needs to hear who they really are today.